The sweeping Yorkshire Dales. A wide river banked by trees and fields winds its way through a hilly landscape. A stone viaduct across a deep valley. And surrounded by trees, a collection of honey-coloured stone houses. Emmerdale. At home farm, Matthew follows Anna into the kitchen.
I should have left hours ago. Gonna have to face up to Dad sooner or later.
I better go and put Jimmy and Carl out the misery and all. They're going berserk down at the office because I'm not.
Oh, well, God knows what they're gonna think when they hear it was me that proposed.
Lucky sod, that's what.
You know, maybe we should wait. If you lose this tender, you might not be quite so enthusiastic.
You and me, we're non-negotiable.
They smile and kiss. Terry walks into the cafe and looks around anxiously. Brenda's wiping a table and Bob's behind the counter.
Cup of tea to take out, please, Bob.
Brenda? Customer.
And the reason you can't serve me yourself?
Comfort break. Long overdue. Nope, Brenda will suit you.
Bob always did go for the subtle approach.
Yeah, well, if you could get a move on. Time is tight.
I've left you a couple of messages, Terry.
I've been busy, haven't I?
I need to speak to you, woman to man.
Don't you think we've done enough of that already?
And you've had a chat with Bob. Several chats, actually.
Oh, yeah, well, I might have guessed that Jeremy Kyle here had thrown his oar in.
I think there's been a misunderstanding of a personal nature between the two of us.
Maybe there has, but I haven't got time to talk about it now. I'll catch you later, eh?
He bumps into Bob.
Oh, I'm sorry, mate. I didn't see you there. Sorry.
I'm flaming soaking!
Look, right, how about we whip these off, we go to Brenda's flat, and you have a little heart-to-heart while she dries it all off.
Oh, nice try, Bob.
Terry storms out.
You're supposed to be on my side.
Go and get after him.
Well, you heard him. I'm wasting my time.
You don't know that until he has looked you in the eye and told you himself. If you want that man, Brenda, go and get him.
She smiles and whips her pinny off. In the home farm kitchen.
Matt, get your backside down here. Our whole future's hanging in the balance and he can't even be bothered to show up to the office. You're leaving it a bit late, aren't you?
Leaving what late?
The big move in with your grease monkey of a boyfriend.
I was thinking, how about a vacuum cleaner and some bin liners as a housewarming present?
Yeah, I'm not moving in anymore. I went round yesterday, the pleasure was a tip.
I find that very hard to believe. Daz and Jake are such nice lads.
I mean, pizza boxes, dirt and wet, fungus growing out of cups. If they think I'm mug enough to move in and clean up after them, then they're off their head.
Scarlett goes. Jimmy purses his lips and smiles smugly.
Next time you told something you already know, work on your surprised expression.
Round one to me and Daz, I think. Matthew!
Anna goes to see Donald.
Managed to tear yourself away from your bit of rough, have you?
I know I said I'd call you last night.
But you were so carried away that the last thing on your mind was your elderly father.
Yeah, I think I'm rather too old for that one, Dad.
And you're rather too old to be giving it away, especially to that lobotomised thug.
Well, that's not quite how I would have chosen to describe my fiancé.
Very droll, I'm sure.
Matthew accepted my proposal last night.
You begged him to marry you.
I love him.
And guess what? He said yes to the heiress. He must have thought all his Christmases had come at once. You stupid, stupid girl.
At Connalton View, Terry, wearing a dressing gown, puts his coffee-stained shirt in the washing machine.
Oh! Got anything else you'd like to hurl at me? Say, some custard pies, maybe? Some shaving foam?
Bob was only trying to help.
By soaking me with coffee. If that stain don't come out of that shirt, he's buying me another one.
Oh, that's all you're worried about, is it? The shirt?
Of course not.
Because, well, you and me, things were going really well. Till we got our wires crossed.
If that's how you describe complete humiliation.
We both said things we regret. things that we wouldn't have said if we hadn't both been hurt before.
You're not wrong there.
So, maybe if we could just, go back a bit to how things were before, then.
What do you mean, talk things through like grown-ups?
Woo! I've got a cake delivery from Betty. Now, she knows that tea...
Hi. I'll better get back to work, then.
Terry and Brenda look sheepish. Brenda goes. Laurel cringes. At home farm.
In a year or two, you'll have a queue of eligible bachelors just aching to take you out.
You just don't get it, do you?
Cheers, mate.
It's all about money with you. You can't buy love, you know.
No, but you can buy the next best thing. This just came for you. Oh, no sign of the tender response.
Should have had an email from Poland an hour ago.
There's no way they can turn us down. They could just be running late.
This was supposed to be a really big day for me. Is nobody even bothered that I'm not leaving home to move in with my boyfriend?
Hey, you don't want to move in with any bloke until he's put something like that on your finger.
Like, wow.
Like expensive.
A ring.
Right, last night me and Anna decided to get married, and it's going to be sooner rather than later, so I had to get my hands on a sparkler pretty damn quick.
Married? You?
That's so romantic.
Like Donald will let her. What Donald thinks doesn't come into it. We're having a family dinner tonight to celebrate. 3-line whip. So if you'll excuse me, I've got an urgent delivery to make.
No way! Hold up, the tender!
If we lose it, that's going back. Which is why I better hand this over now, innit? Give me half an hour and I'm all yours.
Do you think she'll want me to be a bridesmaid? I want a pair of Christian Louboutins, and I'm really...
I'd like to think that he knows what he's doing.
I wouldn't count on it. Not this time.
Donald opens his front door to a stout, suited man.
Peter.
Afternoon, Donald.
You're the first to arrive. Go through.
Thank you.
Anna brings some things downstairs. She shares a stony look with Donald and goes back upstairs. He looks thoughtful. In the home farm office.
See, I think she'd be really good for him.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever get a ring like that, unless I bought it myself.
Life's not all about expensive jewellery. It's about what you feel inside that counts.
I know, and I really want to move in with Dad, but Delview's just so minging. I mean, they never do the washing up, they never do anything.
Look, I used to run after Andy when we got married. A big, big mistake. So, if you're dead set on moving in, here's what you do.
Help yourself to coffee.
Another suited man.
Is this something you forgot to tell me, Dad?
Yes. An extraordinary board meeting to discuss the summary dismissal of our previous MD.
So you dismiss me?
I have reason to doubt your commitment to our enterprise.
All this before you even knew I was engaged?
And the timing couldn't have been better. How can I trust a woman who possesses so little judgment she'll shackle herself to a man devoid of grace, charm, or class? A man with whom she has nothing in common.
Oh, we have more in common than you think.
Word has it, one of those brothers killed their father. Want a murderer as a husband, do you? Anna, I'm begging you. That man will crush you. He'll break your heart.
Matthew arrives.
How do, Don? I should have called you Dad.
Marry into his cursed family, and it'll bring you nothing but heartbreak. Marry this man, and you're lost to me.
Anna studies Donald.
Matthew, would you help me with my cases?
We'll be in touch. About the wedding.
Matthew picks up Anna's cases and she follows him out. End of part 1. Emmerdale part 2. In the cafe, Victoria's at the counter.
And with her hanging around like a bad smell, we can't even snatch a couple of hours during the day.
Oh, well, we've got our nights together.
Only once in a blue moon at your place. You think I can relax with Eric and Val just inches away on the other side of that wall?
Oh, and you think I can relax at your place with Edna downstairs reading the Bible?
Mind if I join? Is this one of you minded that I minded?
Of course we don't.
Thanks, David. Can't stay long. Just had to pick up some litter. Eric nearly studied something this morning.
He'll get over it.
And he's not the only one who had a surprise. Didn't know David had a tattoo.
Oh, does anyone want another coffee or a tea?
David?
You She walked in on me. I was in the bathroom.
Only because he never locks the door. Should get another one, somewhere you can show it off.
Yeah, like on his forehead saying I'm a hulking great idiot.
You should both get one. David and Nicola intertwined. How romantic would that be?
Val and Betty are at the counter.
That wall's like paper, you can hear everything. Last night I thought it stood on the wretched kitten.
Sex, sex, sex. Do you ever think of anything else? Excuse me.
She's either getting too much or none at all. I know what my money's on.
Sounds like the second to me.
Well, things between them are somewhat unresolved. And if someone doesn't do something sharpish, they will stay that way. Ladies, put your heads together. Our star-crossed lovers need you.
Holdgate Farm.
It's not a hint of emotion. No sign that he actually wants me to be happy.
He'll have plenty of time to come round. He'll have to, if he wants to get to know his grandchildren.
Matthew grins.
Hold on. We're not married yet.
And we're not even officially engaged. We're like one of these.
The ring.
And this time, I do the asking. I booked the registrar for the 16th of December.
Matthew gets down on one knee.
Anna De Souza, will you please do me the great honour of agreeing to become my wife before this gravel cuts me knee to pieces?
I'd love to.
As they kiss, Donald watches them through the window bitterly.
I don't want to talk about it. It's private.
Oh, it's a bit late for that, love. Seeing as the entire pub knows the ins and outs of your lack of experience in the bedroom department.
And some people would say that is a good thing. You know, not every woman hurls themselves like a guided missile at the first available man that'll have them.
Right, well, thank you for your concern, but I really must get on.
No. Terry is a good bloke. He's been crying out for a woman like you ever since his dawn.
Yeah, well, she was half my age. Can you blame me for feeling insecure?
Well, Terry isn't exactly your Russell Brand, is he? No. He will be feeling exactly the same as you do.
That's what Bob said.
It's called UST. Unresolved sexual tension.
Oh. Well, there you are. All you've got to do is resolve it. Then you can forget about it, except for birthdays and holidays and Christmas, like all the rest of us.
Oh, he won't even speak to me.
If you listen to our words of wisdom, he won't have to.
Nicola, David and Laurel.
I don't want you alone with her in that house again.
Slight overreaction.
I think David's got a point.
She's got a crush on you. She's under 16. All it would take would be for her to launch herself at you and she'd be screaming inappropriate advance all the way to court.
Do you think she's that crazy?
I think Nicola's got a point.
The girl tried to burn her own house down. How much more crazy can you get? She needs a more stable environment. Like the pub. Talk to Val. I want her back there by tonight.
I've got the sheet music with the new arrangement. Want to take a look?
David frowns. In the home farm hallway, Matthew walks up to Anna holding a riding crop.
Should I take this upstairs?
Oh, you can leave that with the coats.
I said, should I take this upstairs?
Give me that. You're encouraging.
As they kiss, Katie appears.
Sorry. Do you want me to go out and come back in again?
Actually, we have some really good news.
Scarlett got there first.
Oh.
Congratulations, I think it's brilliant.
Thanks.
Which means I'm finally off the market. Sorry, Katie.
I think I'll cope, thank you. Come here, let me look.
Oh.
The ring.
That is gorgeous. You chose that yourself?
Well, I saw it on the website of that posh jeweller's in Harrogate. One phone call, one courier, and there it is.
It's an antique, isn't it? It's exquisite. I love it.
What's the stone in the middle?
Opal.
That's meant to be unlucky, isn't it?
Oh, well, you make your own luck in this world. We should know that.
We're going to celebrate tonight at dinner, so please join us.
Yeah, I'd love to.
I bet you thought you'd never see the day, eh?
That I'd ever see you looking this happy. No, I don't think he ever did.
Daz and Jake are playing a music video game. Daz plays drums and Jake's on guitar.
Hiya.
Right. Missed that in there again and we're stuffed.
Laurel pulls a face.
Oh, my goodness. Right. Excuse me.
What are you doing? With me gig here?
Right, we're going to start by opening the window. It smells like somebody's died in here.
Jake, Daz, meet our new cleaner.
What?
In the home farm kitchen.
We could go out, you know. You don't have to play hostess with the mostess on your first night here.
No, this is the first of many family meals together, and I want it to be a night to remember.
Well, if you can bear to be without me for a minute, me and the lads have got a tender to chase up.
Your delivery from Skipdale Caterers. Oh, and I believe congratulations are in order.
Well, thank you very much, Rodney. You will join us tonight about 7 to celebrate.
Oh, well, yes. Hey, I'd be delighted. Hope you got that well insured.
No, I don't need to, because I'm never taking it off.
Hey.
Well,
I'll catch you later.
okay.
Anna, how does Donald feel about this?
You know, you're his only friend. Could you talk to him? Please.
Betty's holding a corset.
Yeah, this and that. But no passion killers, mind. So you're just going to have to hold your tummy in. Hey, and a pair of Viv's ankle breakers.
And lashings of mascara. That should do the trick.
You want me to dress up like a tart?
Less of the tart and more of the mature seductress in her prime. So while he's goggling at you, all you've got to do is hand him a glass of champagne, hitch up your skirt, stick out your chest and cross your legs like Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct.
Hey, and flutter your eyelashes. Offer him a slow dance. Oh, we'll be putty in your hands, love.
Whoa. Oh, hey. Right, anything else I can do to assist Cupid in his endeavours?
Yeah. Keep Terry in that B&B till you get the all clear, and then whip him round to your place, smartish.
We'll take TJ off his hands. You go back and look after the B&B. Oh, and get a bottle of bubbly from the pub. And a nice posh ice bucket. Because there's nothing like a few bubbles to help romance on its way.
I'll leave it with me, ladies. Operation Fornication. Let's go!
At Dale View, Laurel's cleaning. Daz goes up to Scarlett.
I can't afford beer, never mind a cleaner.
I booked her, I'll pay her.
Does she do the cooking or?
No, she does not, Jake. This whole place needs bottoming out. Right, I'm going to look upstairs.
Ah, no, not our bedrooms. Hold on, Laurel. There's things. Are you afraid of what?
You can't expect me to just run around after you just because I'm a girl.
I don't want you to. I don't want us to split up over who does the housework. But maybe it's best if you just stay at home for a bit longer.
He drums with his drumsticks.
You can help me with my stuff after the party tonight.
Pie?
Oh, yeah, Matthew and Anna are getting engaged, isn't it brilliant? You could wear that tie I bought you for Christmas.
Look, I can't. Me and Jake need to finish this venue before tomorrow.
It's not even a real band. I told Matthew to go. Darren!
He grins as he drums in Donald's meeting.
Someone said to see you it's a matter of urgency.
Excuse me.
Rodney's in the hall.
This couldn't be less convenient. And this won't wait. Donald, I know Matthew isn't exactly the one you'd have chosen for her. That's an understatement. I know where this is going, Rodney, and you're wasting your time. Anna would like you to come to dinner at Home Farm tonight.
Donald stares at him.
It would mean the world to her. Hell will freeze over before I welcome that creature into my family. She won't leave him.
One of the businessmen comes out.
You've already driven away your son. Unless you want to end up a lonely, bitter old man, don't do the same to your daughter.
How about we jump to a more convenient time?
Not necessary. Rodney was just leaving.
Frowning, Rodney goes. At Connaughton View, there's champagne and glasses in a bucket on the table.
I told you there were no guests due till this evening.
Oh, I must have been mistaken. Sorry, I was sure I saw a couple lurking outside the B&B, muttering something about the full personal service they were looking forward to.
What are you shouting for?
Bob puts on a CD and dances.
Bob, what are you doing?
Bob goes and Brenda walks in wearing high heels, stockings and a sexy black dress.
Don't turn it off, Terry.
Brenda.
Turn me on instead.
He opens a can of beer and she runs her fingers up the front of his shirt. Matthew's pouring champagne.
You sit there next to me. Katie. Actually, next to Rodney. You'll be opposite Carl.
So have you thought about what you're going to wear for the ceremony? I can't see you in a big meringue somehow.
Well, I hardly think I can waft down the aisle in virginal white.
Hardly.
Oh, where's the boyfriend?
At home.
Oh, wasn't he invited?
He's not sulking because you wouldn't move in with him, is he? He'll get over it.
Do you have to nag me about everything?
Teenagers. First you'll nick your makeup, then all your clothes. You sure you want to join this family?
Of course I do. Actually, I always wanted a little sister.
Right, before we start, I have an announcement I'd like to make.
Danusha emailed from Poland an hour ago.
But we thought we'd save the contents until we've all got a drink in our hands.
We only got the big contract.
Hey, well done. You deserve it after all that hard work.
We did it, lads.
Not a moment too soon for the bank.
So, how about a toast to a new start for King and Sons and Matthew and Anna?
King and Sons and Matthew and Anna.
You and me.
Never thought we'd get you off that shelf, mate.
I was just saving myself for the right woman.
With the added bonus that this time she's not married to me.
Matthew.
Ancient history.
One of the many skeletons you'll find lurking in his cupboard.
When you marry into this family, you have to learn to keep a secret.
So I hear.
Dad! Please, come and join us. Have a drink.
You invited him?
I wouldn't miss the pleasure of sharing your joy for the world.
Anna beams and Matthew furrows his brow. End of part 2. Emmerdale Part 3, in the sitting room at Home Farm.
If he really wanted me moving in, he'd have said so.
Oh, come on, do you blame him for being a bit miffed? You've already started moving in cleaners and bossing him and Jake around.
Yeah, but I don't want to live like that. It's disgusting.
Yeah, but they do. It was disgusting when Carl lived there. It's a boy thing. Some of them grow out of it and some of them don't. But one thing's certain, they're never going to come over all house and garden at Daz's age. It's hormonal.
So I should just leave them to it then?
Well, you wouldn't want someone marching in here and telling you live like a slob, would you?
I've come over a bit strong, haven't I?
You know, sometimes it pays to leave them wanting more. Stay here, and if he wants you, he will let you know. And if we don't get back to Anna soon, she's going to get the ump. Come on.
Well, the salmon's delicious.
Lexi and Scarlett return to the dining room where everyone's seated around the dining table. Anna's sitting next to Donald.
A genius in the kitchen, my daughter.
Well, actually, I brought the dinner in from the caterers in Skipdale.
Faked it, eh? How wonderfully appropriate for a woman who's about to throw herself away on a man she doesn't love and never will.
Dad.
As Machiavelli said, one should keep one's friends close and one's enemies closer. It pains me to have to tell you all that my Anna is marrying Matthew for one reason only. To bring this family down from the inside so she can lay the spoils at my feet.
Dare you?
I told him he couldn't trust you.
And I would never do anything like that.
Oh, don't speak too soon, kid.
I think you better leave. Show him the door, Jimmy.
What about her? You can't just dismiss what he said.
I'm so sorry, my darling. Have I spoken out of turn?
He's lying. He's lying so he can keep me for himself.
Divide and rule, just like Dad used to do, remember?
You what?
I rather suspect your brothers don't believe you.
Yesterday, he offered me cash to give her up. I turned him down, told him to do his worst. And guess what? He's doing it. So far, so predictable, Donald.
You tried to buy off the man I love.
We had a conversation, yes.
You've made your point. Now go.
I'm disappointed in you, Donald. I was rather hoping for a tour of your beautiful home. Maybe you'd care to show me the exact spot on which your father was standing when he was murdered in cold blood.
Dad!
I can't believe you just said that.
I can.
You know, I really think we should get going.
Can you stay? I'm not going to deal with this on my own.
We were cleared in a court of law.
Only for want of evidence.
Listen, he wants a pop. Let him. We've been through worse.
You could have had the world. But you'll get nothing from me, Anna. Nothing! I'll disinherit you just as if you'd never existed. Let's see how keen your fiancé is on marrying you now.
I don't want your money. I never did. And if you want to disinherit me, that's fine, because I am ashamed that you're my father. Now get out!
She opens the door for him.
It'll be a pleasure.
Donald smiles tightly, gets up and walks out. Anna's face crumples and she shuts the door. Everyone's stony-faced as she rushes out of the room. Matthew gets up and follows her. At Connalton View, Brenda and Terry are on the sofa canoodling awkwardly.
Someone might come in at any minute.
That's all been taken care of. I'm wearing stockings, you know.
And suspenders. Terry has a look.
Very nice.
Why don't we dance? Nice and slow. Take our time.
Are you playing that?
Oh, you think I'm playing, do you?
No, Brenda, love.
Well, if you didn't want me, you could have had the decency to tell me before I completely humiliated myself.
No, it's just all this. It feels wrong.
Oh, Terry, forget it. Just forget it.
She rushes out and Terry sags. Nicola and David are sitting in the wall pack. Eric and Val are at the bar.
Them two are settled at the bar for the night. Victoria's in the back room having a tea. Why don't we go back to mine for a bit of us time, eh?
That's why.
Victoria.
Want to come home and watch Skins on DVD?
I might if I was 10 years younger.
What Nicola's trying to say, Victoria, is that...
Shove off and watch it with your cat. Me and my boyfriend are having a drink.
See you later.
See ya.
You were going to talk to Val.
I've been choosing the right moment.
Yeah, well, I'm choosing it for you. If that brat's not back here by midnight, I'll make you so miserable you'll be begging to be turned into a pumpkin.
Matthew sits with Anna in the home farm kitchen.
My dad was the same. He always knew where to stick the knife and how hard to twist.
He's been like this my whole life. As soon as he realises I care for something, he tries to take it away.
He hasn't taken anything off you. It's over, Anna. He tried. He failed. All he's done is make us stronger.
How can I stay? Your brother's barely trusted me to start with.
She gets up and Matthew stands to face her.
All we have to do is stick to our story. He can't prove anything. But what he has proved is he'll try anything to split us up. All that was the ramblings of a bit of twisted old man.
I can't see your brothers buying that.
They come in.
They know that I would never jeopardise the company no matter how much I thought of a woman. And they also know what it's like to live under the thumb of a weird control freak like your dad.
He's not wrong.
They look at Jimmy and Carl.
Our dad'd stop at nothing to get his own way, even if it meant breaking his own kids' hearts. He hated his ex so much he tried to buy her off.
You don't believe my father?
You're well rid of him by the look of it. My brother's given you the benefit of the doubt, and so should we. Welcome to the family, Anna.
Jimmy kisses her tear-stained cheek. Carl reluctantly steps forward.
I guess if you make Matt happy, that's going to have to be good enough for us.
He kisses her.
And I am happier than I've ever been. Ever. Cheers, lads.
Matthew kisses Anna tenderly. In Dale View.
I've got better things to do than chuck shed loads of rubbish around my living room and then pick it all back up again. I'm not living like a slob. I didn't bother before, Darren. That was until Laura started poking her nose in. She actually thinks we live like this. How embarrassing is that? When didn't put Scarlett off though, did it? Thought she'd be round with her shoes and her straighteners by now. Looks like we're going to have to resort to plan B. Tell her I don't want her to move in.
Jake nods.
Do you reckon she'll still pay for the cleaner? What are you doing? Ah!
Daz whacks him with a drumstick. In the wool pack.
So, do I get to go and tell Madam to pack her bags?
Well, Val and Dad have thought over it.
And we've come up with a solution.
I need, he says.
Since you're so threatened by a 15-year-old girl and a pet cat, I've considered David's suggestion about the room upstairs here, the one not occupied by Andy, the village pariah.
It's more of a home to her than your place will ever be.
And this way, you can move out of Edna's and spend some quality time together.
Here's your key. The alarm number's on the wall by the crisp boxes.
At home farm.
I just want a small, intimate affair right here.
Only if you want to jinx it. There's too many bad things have happened here too often.
It's about time that something good happened then, isn't it?
And what could be better than this match made in heaven?
You know, I think you're right. Let's keep it simple. Friends and family. What more do you want?
Why? It's your big day. You should make the most of it. A week away, millions of stag and hen do's like Wayne and Colleen.
Well, and we would, lady, but we haven't got a bottomless pit of glossy magazine money, have we?
Well, however and whenever you tie the knot, you have my best wishes.
Rodney raises his glass.
Whatever we decide, I think the bride's side of the aisle is going to be somewhat depleted. As you can tell, I'm rather short on well wishes. So sorry, just excuse me.
Tearful, Anna leaves.
Poor Anna. You know, it's getting late.
Yeah, I think we should be going.
No, please don't go. The dinner's in the oven. Open a bottle or 3. Go for it. I'll be back. We both will.
What the hell? You heard the man. Get that corkscrew cracking.
Sorry, did he say our dinners are in the oven?
You know, I thought I could smell burning.
Jimmy and Carl rush out. At Holdgate Farm, Donald pours whiskey into a cut glass tumbler and knocks it back in one. He pours another whiskey and sips it. Looking haggard, he goes and flops onto the sofa. He picks up a remote control and turns on some music. His craggy lined face set in a frown, he drinks and stares into space thoughtfully. Matthew sits with Anna in his bedroom.
You can't let him get to you. Because if you do, he's won.
I'll be fine in a moment. Please, I'm just so embarrassed. You should get back to our guests.
I'm not leaving you like this. Come here.
They hug each other.
You know, he almost lost me everything.
He didn't know, did he?
What would I have done if you'd taken his money and if he'd managed to tear us apart?
I love you. So it's never going to happen. Not ever.
But how can you be so sure? I know what he's like. When he's cross, you think he's going to let us get married? He's going to pursue us until his dying breath.
He won't. As long as I'm here to look after you. Now, come on. You wipe your panda eyes and come downstairs back to your party.
Oh, I couldn't face them. Not yet.
OK, you get some rest. I'll be back. But don't let him get to you. We're too strong for him to break. We always will be. It's you and me that matters from now on. Just you and me.
Head bowed, Anna nods. Matthew rests his forehead against hers. He kisses her hair. Matthew gets up and walks to the door. He turns and looks at Anna fondly. Her cheeks are wet with tears. In the Hope's flat.
I was an idiot to think I could get away with any kind of seduction routine at my age.
If that man cannot see a good thing when it's sitting on his knee, then it's him that's got the problem.
I should have accepted the fact that my days of wine and roses are behind me. That's it. No more men. Not ever. Not for me.
Val goes to the door, and as she opens it, Terry nearly knocks on her face.
Is Brenda in?
Not to you. You're the first bloke she's so much as held hands with since her husband died. Any idea how hard it is for a woman of mature years to get a grip and get back out there?
Well, of course I have. I'm hardly Justin Flaming Timberlake, am I?
It's all right, Val. Thanks.
If you make this girl cry one more time, I'll make sure you're in no condition to ever see action again, Terry Woods.
Val goes. Terry walks in meekly.
Come for another laugh, have you?
That's the last thing on my mind.
Looking awkward, he hands her a bunch of pretty, brightly coloured flowers. She looks up at him softly. In his kitchen, Donald searches through cupboards. He finds a bottle of whiskey in an overhead cupboard. Hearing the door, he freezes.
Anna!
He walks into the hall and sees Matthew locking the front door. Donald frowns at Matthew, who stares back icily.
I think it's wise to leave your door unlocked at this time of night.
Nervous, Donald's mouth twitches. End of part 3. Emmerdale part 4. Terry and Brenda sit on the sofa.
You don't have to lie to me, Terry. Just say it.
Say what?
It's a ridiculous idea at our age, anyway. Love is for the young and beautiful. Always has been, always will be.
Well, that's not true.
It's like that song. At the age of 37, she realised she never would drive through the streets of Paris in that sports car. The warm wind in her hair. That's me. Always has been me.
I'll take you to Paris. One day.
We just didn't work out. We're adults, we can deal with it.
Well, hang on. Half an hour ago, you're flashing your suspenders at me, and now you're telling me that we're finished.
Your reaction said it all. Best leave it now before one of us gets really hurt.
And that's what you really want?
It should be a relief. No more flogging a dead horse.
Terry looks away and twists his lips thoughtfully.
How's about a goodbye kiss?
Brenda looks surprised. They share a quick kiss, and she sits back. Terry leaps on Brenda, and they kiss passionately. At Holdgate Farm, Donald, standing unsteadily, pours himself another whiskey.
Making a scene at my engagement party. Not a wise move for an old git with a bad heart, eh, Donny boy?
Donald, to you. And don't say I didn't warn you. There'd be consequences if you continued to pursue my daughter.
I love her. And she's just proved that she loves me. Get used to it. Or you'll be the one facing the consequences.
What have you to offer her? An ailing company? An appalling reputation? No class, no style, no taste. Need I go on?
Anna doesn't think so.
Never had much in the way of self-esteem, has Anna. Underneath that confident exterior, there's a frightened adolescent, terrified she'll be rejected.
Only because you've spent her entire life making her feel like that.
That's what she's told you, is it?
She didn't need to. You did it to Miles. You've done it to Anna. The thing I don't understand is, what is it about you that makes them so desperate for your approval?
Simple. The row of zeros on my bank statement. She'll come back to me sooner or later. And when she does, she'll ruin you. Just as I said she would.
She'd never do that. Never.
David and Nicola are in the Woolpack.
Oh, we'd have our own space.
We'd have to share a bathroom.
You do that already at Edna's.
But she's not a subhuman knuckle dragger who beats up women for fun.
I don't condone what Andy's done, but he's suffered for it. He's been to a very dark place.
If anyone around here had any sense, he'd be inside.
Oh, no matter how harmonious a relationship might be on the surface, nobody knows what happens behind closed doors.
And I don't want that pervert crouching behind mine, craning his neck to get an eyeful of me in the nip. I am not, I repeat, not moving in here.
But you think an unsupervised 15-year-old and a pet cat should? Oh, shame on you, Nicola. Listen, I might not have much in the way of maternal urges, but I promised Diane I would keep an eagle eye on her stepdaughter, and that's what I'm going to do. And if you two can't keep your hands off each other, I suggest you put your hands in your pocket and get a room.
Eric gives David and Nicola an arch look. Matthew faces Donald.
It's you'll miss out. Christmases, holidays, grandchildren.
Get out.
My dad was the same. Everyone had to sing to his tune and all.
You soon put a stop to that, didn't you?
I did not murder my father.
One of you did. And the rest of you covered up for him. Think that's the kind of family I want my daughter to marry into? A family who solve their disputes with their fists and worse?
She's married, mate, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Does she know you're here, terrorising an elderly man? What will she say when the police knock on her door and tell her fiancé's been arrested for assault?
Matthew steps up close to Donald.
I haven't laid a finger on you.
She's not to know that, though, is she?
Donald picks up a telephone and Matthew takes it off him, smiling.
I need my medication.
He reaches for a pill bottle, but Matthew snatches it away. Donald slumps onto the sofa.
Sorry, Donny boy. I wonder where it's got to.
Please.
Well, you can have them. But first, I want you to do something for me.
Matthew smirks. Daz and Jake are playing the rock music video game.
Oh, this rock's doing my wrists in. Tell you, they used to headbang with this in the Stone Age. You missed it again. Right, OK, from the top. Do you think I should go to that do-it-home farm? You know, have a word with Scarlett. Oh, put the Christmas tie on, fetch her back down here while we've got a stadium to fill. I despair with you, lad. Come on, you on this. Oh, go on. Right. There.
At Holdgate Farm,
You promised me that you'll act like a doting dad. You'll make her happy. You'll put her back in your will.
My medication, please.
Then you will come to my wedding and you will show your teeth. Promise me.
Please, my pills.
Promise
Ambulance.
me and you can have them.
Ambulance, now.
Why don't you just do as you're told? Oh, in case you were wondering, Anna hates her guts as much as I do.
clutching his side, Donald collapses onto the floor.
Donald? Donald?
Matthew feels for a pulse in Donald's neck.
You only had to promise.
Terry and Brenda on the sofa.
I thought that you thought that I was repulsive. A desperate ageing slapper hurling herself for the first man that takes an interest.
I thought the first time you saw me in the scud, you'd run for the hills, screaming.
Don't be daft. Too busy sucking me tummy in and worrying about me wobbly bits.
Funny thing, age. I mean, one minute your body's a temple, next minute it's a crumbling ruin. You start buying trousers with elasticated waist.
So if it wasn't that, what happened this afternoon?
It wasn't you, Brenda. You're the nicest, prettiest, sexiest woman I've come across in a long time. And I fancy the pants off you.
Didn't seem that way before.
No. It was all just a bit full on. I could see how hard you were trying, and I was worried about what that said about me. That you felt like you had to go to that extremes to seduce me. And I was worried what you'd see if you did.
I think we're both worrying far too much.
Yeah. I mean, our first time, I want it to be about us. About what we mean to each other, not about stockings or short skirts.
Don't think they'd suit you anyway.
Terry grins fondly.
You're special.
So are you.
We just got to start from scratch. Accept that we've both got bits, lumps. Just get to know each other. Find out what makes us tick.
And no more stockings and suspenders.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
So, if I was to tell you that I was still wearing them under this,
I'd say we should phone Bob, tell him he's on babysitting duties all night, check into the four-poster at the B&B, and take it from there.
I thought you'd never ask.
They kiss. At Holdgate Farm, Donald lies on his back on the floor. Matthew feels for a pulse on his neck, then frowns.
Why'd you have to go and die on me, you old git? I meant you flaming die. Anna. What am I going to say to Anna?
Matthew stands and stares down at Donald. His brow anxiously pinched, Matthew walks out. Donald lies still, his eyes closed. Matthew leaves Holdgate Farm and marches across the drive. At Farrah's barn, David, Victoria and Nicola are sitting on the sofa. Nicola hands Victoria her cat.
Oh, will you get that thing away from me? This skirt cost a fortune.
What do you expect if you're so mean?
Isn't it past your bedtime?
That lets me go to bed when I want. But if you want a bit of privacy, it'll cost you 20 quid.
Get lost.
Just gonna put a tenner. Just think, I could take this cat upstairs and you two could get down and dirty or whatever it is you do.
Pay her, David.
No.
Just do it.
Oh,
He digs in his pocket.
here, that's all I've got.
Have a good night. We'll renegotiate tomorrow.
She goes with the cat. David and Nicola share a smile. She leans over and kisses him passionately. Val and Eric walk in and stare at them.
Oh, you're back early.
Quiet night. Let the staff lock up.
Haven't interrupted anything, have we?
Nothing, no.
Blouse, David.
His shirt's open.
Right. Oh,
passes that remote, kidder. I fancy something frothy before bed.
Squashed between David and Nicola, Val grins at the telly. Heavy-browed, Matthew walks into the hall at Home Farm. He stops at the bottom of the stairs. Deep in troubled thought, Matthew goes up to his bedroom, where Anna lies sleeping. He stands watching her for a moment. Matthew goes and sits on the edge of the bed. He takes Anna's hand, and she wakes.
How was the party?
I couldn't face it, so I went for a walk around the estate. What about you?
I do love you. Do you know that?
He gazes at her glassily.
Everyone's going to be all right, you'll see. Everyone's going to be fine.
ITFC audio description.